Around the time that the Israelites were leaving Egypt, God told them that they should camp around the Red Sea. And when they camped there, the Bible said that God made the Egyptians stubborn, and he made the Egyptians to rise and rush after them. Now, when the Egyptians rushed after them and they were not close to the Israelites became stressful. They became afraid. They were coming to Moses. They were saying, Moses, help us. Did you bring us out here to die? Did the Lord bring us out here to die? And then Moses turned to the Lord, and God said that, stand strong. The Egyptians you see today, you shall see them no more. And you already know the story. God divided the Red Sea, Egyptians followed, and God washed them with the water when the Israelites had passed. But you see, the thing you must understand is that God created that stressful situation. He could have divided the Red Sea long ago when the Egyptians had not even started coming, and they would have crossed, and the Egyptians wouldn't have been able to meet them, the Israelites, at all. But yet God created that stressful situation. He wanted his children to be stressed, because in the midst of that stressful situation, he wanted them to know what it was like to be at the brink of death, to be at the last minute, and yet God saves you. Because it is when you pass through painful situations like that that you truly understand how faithful God is. You see, the challenges in your life are sent by God to test you, because God knows that there are greater challenges ahead of you. When the children of Israel were leaving Egypt, there was a shorter road through Philistia that would have led them to the land of Canaan. But God still made them follow that Red Sea, still made them follow the wilderness that was challenging and was longer than that road. Why? Because God said to himself that if I should let them follow this Philistia, the moment they realize that they have to fight people in Canaan, they will run back to Egypt. So God led them through the Red Sea. He led them through the wilderness because he wanted their faith in him to be built, their trust in him to be built with those little challenges, so that when the big challenges come, they will be able to face it and know that if the Lord that delivered us from the Red Sea and the wilderness, he will surely deliver us from these giants. And that is why when they reached the ending of the wilderness and it was time to enter Canaan, and they surveyed the land of Canaan with their 12 spies, and they saw that the land of Canaan had giants, and 10 of the spies came back and was talking rubbish that we could not defeat them, that the giants were more powerful than us. And the children of Israel started fighting Moses and Aaron. God told them to turn back. When they had reached the point of entering the land of Canaan, and they did not trust God and they were still afraid to enter Canaan, God told them to turn back and enter back into the desert. Because why? They were not prepared. So the reason why they spent 40 years in the wilderness was not because God wanted them to spend those 40 years, but because they were not prepared. So the process was not just dependent on God, it was dependent on them. It's not about how far, it's about how well. So whichever process you are in, don't just start crying and whining in the ears of God. Pray to God and open up your heart. When you open up your heart to God in prayer, God will give you peace. That peace is the answer to your prayer, because it is when your heart is at peace that you will not begin to learn what God wants you to learn. The Bible says, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that he is God. Be calm. Nothing kills you faster than your mind. Move with strategy, not emotions. Calm down and let God teach you, and let God teach you and let God lead you. And that is where true wisdom comes from.